Welcome to the Mosconi Cup 2003, Europe against the USA at 9-ball pool. A year ago, London was the setting for this transatlantic tussle, the cream of Europe's 9-ball wizards against the stateside superstars. 12 months ago, the Europeans ready to party when ever-present Steve Davis lined up the winning pot. The Mosconi Cup was back in Europe after 7 long years. This year the contest is on US soil in the world's most exciting city. It's Viva Las Vegas for the 10th battle for the trophy, named for pool legend Willie Mosconi. The unique combination of head-to-head, one-on-one contests as part of a team competition makes this the world's premier 9-ball event. Emotions run high on and off the table, players and fans united in the heat of competition. We're at the glamorous MGM Grand. The big question, who will go home with the trophy? This is the Strip, the sparkling freeway to fun. The perfect setting as Europe defend the Mosconi Cup against 7-times winner, the USA. Back in 1994, the USA won the inaugural event in Britain, cruising home in this mix of singles and doubles. The following year, 2 of snooker's most charismatic stars turned their talents to 9-ball and dazzled the Americans in a late show. Alex Higgins and Jimmy White squeezing Europe home, Oliver Ortmann raising the trophy for the first time. That only made the Americans mad, and they bounced back to win. Another tight finish, their second win in 3 attempts, well worth jumping for joy. Now Team America was on a roll in 1997 in the crowded York Hall in Bethnal Green. The visitors galloping home, win number 3. And it was no closer the following year as the stars of the US Pro Circuit overwhelmed Europe's best 3 in a row for the USA. Still the Americans came, still the crowds grew, and so did the margin of victory as the USA won their 4th trophy on the trot. Going into the new millennium, the European squad played better, but still not well enough to stop the Americans going nap. If you support Europe, then close your eyes now. The USA humiliated the home team in the most lopsided event yet. It was painful. To their credit, the Europeans came back last year determined to show that they were not 9-ball's poor relations. In a titanic struggle, they at last showed they were equal to anyone and anything across the Atlantic, climbing back up the hill and setting up victory for snooker veteran Steve Davis. Something to celebrate? You bet. The trophy at last. Europe had won the Mosconi Cup for only the 2nd time in 9 years. Europe in blue, the US in red. It's the US stars with the red stripes. This year there's a potential 21 matches, 6 doubles, 15 singles, 1 point for a win, so the first team to 11 points is the winner. Germany's Oliver Ortmann, incidentally the skipper for both European wins. Las Vegas, surrounded by spectacular desert. The European team, if anything, stronger than last year. Only one change in the impressive lineup. Oliver Ortmann, the non-playing captain, replaced by Thorsten Hohmann, also from Germany, and the reigning 9-ball world champion. Ortmann, determined to do what he's never done before, retain the trophy. The lineup then, Ortmann, the non-playing captain, Shamat playing in his 4th Mosconi Cup, Davis ever present, his 10th contest, Hohmann making his debut, Immonen his 8th appearance, Suke's 9th, Vandenberg though in for the 2nd time. The men in red, the USA led by non-playing captain Nick Varner. 2 changes in their playing lineup then. Varner is replaced by Rodney Morris, the Rocket from Hawaii. And to many people's surprise, Corey Deuel of Ohio, replaced by Tony Robles from New York City. On the USA team, Varner involved for the 5th time in the Mosconi Cup. Archer, well, he's been on the winning team 5 times. Jones, 3 wins under his belt. Morris, like Robles, making his debut here in Las Vegas. Strickland captaining the USA to 2 victories. He's played 7 times. Williams, his 3rd Mosconi, and he loves the big occasion. So the USA 1 up, looking for 11 wins, 11 points, just what Archer and Earl Strickland wanted to regain the trophy.
Well, certainly we want to retain the title. We won it several years in a row, and now we have to win it back. So there's a lot of pressure on us, but we're at home. Hopefully we can have an advantage this time.
Did it hurt losing it last year?
Well, certainly it hurts, but they had a good team last year, and we didn't play up to our standards, and that's why they won. That's the nature of the game, but hopefully we'll have an advantage this time.
Johnny, what about for you playing on home soil? Is that going to make a difference to the American team, do you think?
I think it is going to make a difference. I think we're going to be a little more comfortable here, where I don't know if that's going to be in our favor or not, you know, because I thought we played pretty well when we went over there every time. But I think we're such a strong team. We're all a good family now. We've been doing this for so long. We have a couple new guys coming in, but I think we're all going to bring it together when we have to, and it's going to be a lot of fun in front of our home crowd.
How confident are you, Johnny, of winning the Mosconi Cup back?
Well, I'm confident in our team. Not so much that I'm so confident that I know we're going to win, but I'm confident that I know our team is going to do the best that they can. And if our team does the best that they can and everything works out right, I think we'll win.
Earl, how do you rate the American team this year?
Well, a lot of the players have been playing well this year. Johnny's been playing exceptionally well. He's probably been playing better than anybody on the team. And Charlie Williams has won a few events. He's really playing well, but he's a young player. He should play well. And I won an event a couple of weeks ago, and so my game's picked up a little bit. And Rodney Morris just won in Poland, one of your events. So let's see, Jeremy won U.S. Open. So our team has actually won some events this year, which is a good thing.
And the European team will be breaking off in rack number 2. Marcus Shamat and Mika Immonen. Good friends off the table. If I'm not mistaken, they may even have a partnership in a bar in the Philippines. So they're spending a lot of time in Asia and playing top flight 9-ball over there.
Rack 2, Europe Spring.
And what an atmosphere and what a crowd here. The Mosconi Cup coming over the Atlantic for the first time in its 10-year history to the MGM Grand, no less. And he's got a shot at the 2, the 1 down.
Yeah, 9-ball, usually you have to come with 1 shot to get to the rest of the ball. So right here's the 2. He's just going to make the 2 and bounce out to the middle of the table and get position for the 3. And I'll tell you what, makes the 2, there's a good chance he's going to run out here and have a 2-0 lead.
And right now those pockets must look like mouse's ear holes to these players given the pressure out there. This is far from easy. Mind you, Immonen is hitting everything into the heart of the pocket. Ominous signs for Team USA.
He's going to have a little problem here. The 8's there. He'd like to bounce it out and come out. And if he doesn't get position perfect for the 4, then the 5's laying up on the rail. He's going to have to run into the 9. So he's going to have to hit a pretty good shot right here to get in position.
Mika spends a lot of time, too, playing in America. That's going to put him in good stead, Kim. Comes over here and competes against all the best the Americans have to offer. So intimidation won't be a factor in this one.
No, he's one of the great young players. You know, he's already established himself, so he's not going to be intimidated by no means.
Celebrated his 31st birthday yesterday at the Players' Banquet.
He really did.
And got happy birthday sung to him by everyone in attendance. Notice the little blushing on his face there. You don't see him blushing right now.
His position has just been pinpoint, and he's not really, he's shooting fast. He's confident. He's a fast player anyway, but you know, a lot of times if you're a fast player and you slow down, your game really suffers. And here he's just not. I mean, it's like, okay, let's just do it.
Well, as you said, Kim, historically the Americans have had trouble in partners. It's not something they're acclimatized to. Not like Team Europe. Just wants a nice angle on this 8. Bring the cue ball back out towards the middle of the table for the 9, bottom right.
Well, he's setting everything crisp.
This 9 for 2-0.
Uh-oh. Wow.
What a time for a hiccup.
Well, he's a little fortunate. I mean, the American team is very happy to have a shot, but the cue ball rested on the end of the rail there, and that is not an easy shot. Your first shot of the Mosconi Cup here is you're laying on the end rail.
Yeah, welcome in, Charlie Williams. Your first look, and it's a table-length difficult 9 to win the rack. You want pressure? Take a picture of this. He's got to settle himself, gather his nerves, and it's all about delivering that cue through the white.
He needs to keep the head still. The most important thing on these shots is staying down.
What an effort from Charlie Williams. Squares it up. Team USA 1, Team Europe 1. It's all happening here live from the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. It's the 2003 Mosconi Cup, coming to you live and exclusive from the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Nevada. The city of entertainment, recognizable around the world, and what entertainment we've got in store for you here today.
But after losing their opener, the Europeans are happy to hit back straight away.
I felt like I was playing good, but then I missed that 9. And Marcus was telling me, just take it easy. You're playing good. Your cue ball control is good. So I felt really good, even though I missed it. I just kept myself composed and didn't let it rattle me.
I had a tough start, but then I got a couple good racks, so that felt good. So we got into the match, so that was important for the game.
Coming up now, a singles. Two old rivals, Mika Immonen and Johnny Archer, both winners earlier today. Archer with a better record over the years. Immonen a real jet setter. The Finn lives in New York, also owns a bar in the Philippines. Europe need a win to keep in touch. The USA could open up a 2-point gap on day 1. Steve Davis is sitting alongside Sid Waddell.
Just gets better here in Las Vegas. The drama increases. When Cher's here, they all shimmy about. When Springsteen's here, there's a lot of sweat. With me, cool as ever, Steve Davis. You take on your own game there with Vandenberg, Steve.
Well, it was a tough introduction for us. We got off to a poor start. And unfortunately for Europe, in the match we've just seen, Nick's break-off in the first rack was very unfortunate, and that sort of set the pattern for the first part of the game. And when we needed the best break, Nick just took a bit of pace off the break just to try and plant the cue ball in the middle of the table, but he didn't make a ball, and I thought I was in good form. He looked good, looked sharp.
Turning to this one, very tight game. Archer looked as though he's going to steamroller Homan earlier. Then he got a few rolls Homan, showed some of his class. Certainly in 3 or 4 shots that just snidged past other balls. Harry, what was your take on that game?
Well, I think you've got to look at the whole picture rather than individual games. It's going to be the team who wins, obviously, not just the most racks and games, but the one that wins the most close games and racks, and the ones that can turn around a situation that looks impossible to run the rack into one that's an easy clearance, and those make or break. And the amount of mistakes we actually make on the table, covering ourselves up with a bad positional shot, they can add up, and we definitely need this particular one here.
Well, lovely feathered one ball. Really, the 2001 world champ, sometimes a very aggressive player, just the lad you'd want in the frame to try and alter the balance to Europe's favour a bit.
Well, Mick has left this perfectly, getting as close as possible to the side cushion. Makes easy position on the 3. He doesn't want to be straight on it, and he's a bit straight for comfort. It's going to be an excellent shot to somehow get out for this pink 4. That's going to take some work, unfortunately.
Yeah, wedged, well, almost wedged to the cush of the side of the table of pink 4.
It's going to be a power screw back, I feel. Unless he can run through and get there, it's going to be a power screw back, right hand spin.
Oh, and looking for the power.
Look at the position.
He bobbled.
Could have landed worse.
Well, he hasn't done any immediate damage there, but of course he sacrificed the table and control of the table. You can see that ball, the power banging into the cushion there and jumping off the side cushion slightly, which stopped the 3 going into the pocket, so hasn't stuck the 3 up.
5 times US Open champion, Archer, 4 times world champion, and looked, I won't say fragile, looked but had to be steamrolling Holman in that earlier game. What's his plan here?
Well, unless he can somehow manufacture a chance at that 3 and snooker behind the hooking behind at the 8, I think he'll have to play a very strong safety. He's got a line of 3 balls here. You can see him queuing along there to see the line, and perhaps just hit the 3 up and down the table, possibly past the 7. But all important to try and get that safety and snooker your opponent. But it's not easy to see from this angle exactly what he can do with a cue ball. I hope he can't actually make the double. That's quality safety, I think. No problem there for Mika. Don't think he can see it anyway.
Can't make sure from this angle. So what's the captaincy situation? Has the is Ortman down in the dumps at this scoreline, or is he as up chipper as ever?
Well, Oliver, we made some, I thought, good decisions, putting Thorsten on first and going with strength, world champion, and then coming out with Mika and Marcus, who were so good last year. But it's very much the spin of a coin. You have to take it over 4 days and see what happens. Tomorrow will be a different day regardless. Players will have settled down slightly. He needs to get this safe off this. Played direct, and it may have turned out all right.
That seems to roll safe. The brown impeding the path to the red.
Johnny Archer can, I think, get off the side cushion with some left-hand spin. See, Mika there had a chance to actually go off the side cushion, but he felt that the swerve around the 8 was a better option. It could have gone anywhere, fortunately, for the European team. I think he can get past the 7 with enough spin on the cue ball to actually clip this 5, sorry, the 3. But he's somehow got to try and make it safe. He's got his jump cue out here. Carbon shafted, or at least carbon wrapped. Funny looking item, but he can certainly get that ball up in the air quickly.
Well,
may even be able to play a very decent safety shot here.
Oh, is he going for safety here?
Possibly the bank. Fantastic. There's nothing safer than a bank. Oh, and the ball's just been picked up there as a foul of some sort.
He fouled the 7.
He fouled the 7, according to
just touched the top
Michaela.
of the 7.
Yeah, it did. He fouled the 7.
Well, he's absolutely dumbfounded, but she is adamant. Says that he fouled the 7.
Yes, the 7 moved, definitely. The 7 moved a fraction. You could see it move forward about a millimetre at most. Watch this 7 just move forward, just a millimetre. Yeah, definitely moved.
SD convinced. Archer and the crowd not convinced. They thought the shot was good. Referee Michaela Tabb, one of the most experienced in world pool, insists it was bad. Feathered the brown.
Well, she was absolutely right.
Never a dull moment. Mosconi being staged in the US for the first time here in Las Vegas. Clear?
Yeah, there's no argument. It's just the only people in the room that sort of argue, the ones that can't actually see the television monitors, and they're a bit too far away from the television monitors. But we've got the best view here, and the 7's going to move again now.
Certainly did. So Mika now looking good to do what Ortman and Davis and the rest of the team want him to do here. Stop the American tide against Archer. This for the rack.
Well, could that be a turning point for the European team? I think Johnny Archer feels slightly aggrieved there. He won't have known that the 7 moved. His eyes weren't in that way, but you can just watch this shot now. You can just see the 7 move it. It just definitely moved. I mean, how Michaela saw it is another story. But
that's right. She must have eyes like a sparrowhawk.
Definitely moved.
On our close-up shot, it moved.
Those shots were being played around in the auditorium in the replays, and I think perhaps that convinced a few more of the partisan crowd, not totally partisan, but USA supporters that it did move. But obviously they can't see perhaps as close as we can.
6-year-old Steve Davis and 23-year-old Nick Vandenberg team up again. They lost their opener. Debutant Robles pairs off with veteran Earl Strickland this time round. This could be a clever psychological move by Nick Varner. We'll find out soon as we cross to former Mosconi star Kim Davenport and commentator Jerry Forsyth.
Kim, Team America has a slim lead now, 4-2. It's not exactly time for free stroking yet, is it?
It is not, and when you say slim, that is right, because you can lose the lead in the twinkle of an eye around here.
The players don't really think too much of these short races. The fans love them, but it's really nerve-wracking out there when you're holding a cue, isn't it?
Oh, it is. Well, it keeps everything, so exciting when it's so close. Race to 5, I mean, with alternate break, I mean, it's like really not flipping a coin. There's so much pressure. Whoever handles the pressure the best is going to win the Mosconi Cup.
Well, that's what we saw yesterday. A few simple errors cost people entire matches. Errors they would just never come back from.
Race to 5 racks. First rack, USA.
Earl's got the first break off, and boy, he knows how to take a rack apart.
Yeah, he does. He's concentrating very hard on the break in the practice room. He has been just waylaying them. Look at the cue ball. He just squatted the cue ball right in the middle of the table.
A beautiful job of squatting that cue ball, and he's got a shot on the 1, but the 2's lying a bit tough for him.
Yeah, especially with the other balls there, the 3 and the 5. He'll just maybe pocket this ball and try to go back and forth and then take his shot from there. And if he doesn't get a shot, then he can just hide the cue ball behind the 5 and the 3. So
this has really been a fantastic competition so far. The crowds here are really responding to the pressure of the players that you've been speaking to. And this British, whoa, Earl has gotten a bad roll there. It looks like he's hitting from the 2 ball.
Yeah, that was a little, that was a tough, he had to thread that ball right in between those 2 balls, and it was a little difficult to get position. That's why I thought he might just roll it in and come back in the middle of the table and take his shot on the 2.
There you can see, cue ball just overrolls the position a bit, and now I don't know if Earl can see the edge with that ball or not. If not, he'll be kicking.
Well, he has 2 options. He can go underneath the 5, or he can go in between the 2 and the 9 and come out 3 rails and kick the 2. So he has 2 options here. Or he could go by the 3 and kick it. So
Tony Robles is enjoying his very first opportunity in the Mosconi Cup.
As he should. It's a great honor to be a member of this team. Telling you what, playing on the Mosconi Cup team and winning 3 years in a row for me, it almost makes me feel immortal. I mean, after all, it's named after Willie.
Yeah, it is. Well, here's Earl's attempt at this kick. Let's see how it comes out for him.
Let's send the cue ball down the table. He just, look at this. Look at this.
Look at this. The 9 ball down, and what was a huge disadvantage for Earl has turned into a win. And that's just how the rolls can go in this game of 9 ball. We're going to take another look at it here.
Well, I'm going to ask him in the practice room, did you play that shot? Tell me the damn truth.
And he's going to say, of course I did. Look at that 9 ball fall. Oh, that's got to be.
Look at the cue ball spinning. I mean, he had so much English on that. The cue ball was spinning for another 10 seconds after he hit that ball.
And if you're on the other side, if you're Team Europe and you see that sort of roll happen for your opponent, that's just got to break your heart.
Right. Well, Steve and Nick's over there going, man, how come I don't ever get that kind of lucky rolls? Come on, what's going on here?
Second rack.
Tell you what, that's a good team over there. They have those Steve and Nick. I mean, patience and confidence, usually pays dividends. And Steve, I know, is very, very patient.
Well, they lost their match yesterday, but last year in the Mosconi Cup, this team was undefeated.
Well, they lost their match. They was down 4-0 and tied it up 4-4.
Yes. Nick Vandenberg breaking off.
tell you, the Europe team broke better than we did yesterday. For some reason, we still came out of top. That was amazing. He come up dry. He made it ball, but he has no shot. So it looks like a rollout.
Good shot of the break, and as you can see, the one ball rolls up in an unfortunate position for young Vandenberg.
I don't really think he's going to push out to where you can pot the ball. I think he's going to push out to a rail to play a safety. I just don't imagine, because Earl could come up and shoot, I believe. Can he on an opening break?
Oh yeah, sure. Well, he's really got to decide where to push out to. The problem is if he pushes out across the table where he is now, the safety is pretty easy to hide behind the 3 and the 6.
Right. I think he's going to have to do that. I don't think he wants to leave a shot where he can pocket the ball. I really don't.
Push out?
He looks like he's pushing out for a jump shot. Going to push out for a jump shot. I'll tell you what, he's going to get this. Steve's going to have to shoot next, right?
Right. No, not if they give it back to him. If they give it back to him, he has to shoot it.
Yeah, you can just see here, there's just a piece of the ball sticking out here, maybe half the ball. So Nick's going to have to play some kind of safe here, and there isn't a lot here that I see.
This is tough.
Right. He's going to have to try to hit the one thin like he's showing and send the cue ball back up table by the 4 there, by the corner pocket. Try to get behind that ball, and you can't really worry about where the 1 goes. He has to control the white ball. That's the main thing.
Well, I'm sure he'd like to hide behind a ball, but I think he's going to have to go for distance more than anything else on this shot.
Oh yeah, when you're rail to rail is good, but I tell you what, if he hits it right, he can get that cue ball. He can get that cue ball behind the 4. I believe that's what he's going to try to. 2 rails out of the pocket, up by the pink. Oh, I don't like this.
Oh, he tried to hide. Did he get there?
I didn't like that. The only reason I didn't like that shot, he might have snookered him, but no matter what, the guy's going to be able to hit the ball from where he left it.
And it appears that the 1 could carry him into the pocket off of the 5.
Yeah, I can't catch that angle on it, Jerry. He'll have to hit the top side of it off the rail. It does look good from here.
He might be able to just jump
up
over the edge of that 6.
I don't think he might jump it, but I think he's just going to go into the rail and catch the 1 on the top side and send the cue ball back down the table. I would say that would be the shot right there is where he's aiming. He just can't hit it full. If he hits it full, it'll collapse on him.
There goes the 1 into the corner pocket. The cue ball.
Needs a hard spin up the rail. Spin up the rail. He needs a hard spin.
Well, he can take it into the side pocket, but he's blocked from the corner by the 5.
Yeah, well, the 9's in the way it looks like, too, if he tries that. I mean, I think he's going to have to try to make the ball, though, Jerry.
Yeah, once you get control of the table, it's tough to have to give it up.
Just going to have to be careful about going into the side pocket off the 9 ball here, because it looks like from this angle it's a very sharp cut.
That does look like a tough cut in the side. Now he's measuring up for the corner. And that might be able to give him better shape on the 3, but it's a tougher shot.
No, he's going to have to shoot it and run into the 9, because it looks like he's going to hit the left side of the 9 ball, and it'll carry him off over maybe and get some shape on the 3. I think he's going to take a chance and make this ball. Unless he wants to shoot the 2 down underneath the 6 and the 5 and send the cue ball over behind the 9. That's an option. I really don't see him shooting that shot.
No, it looks like he is going to take it into the side pocket. What Kim was talking about, the cue ball is going to have to run into the 9 ball here, and players really don't like these.
No, he chose the shot.
Oh, he did choose the safety.
There it is. But see now, anytime you do that, if you don't lock somebody up right behind the ball, now Steve can go just right underneath the little masse and hit it. But granted, he is snookered. With these great players, a lot of times, though, if you give them a 1 or 2 rail kick, I tell you what, it's like you're taking the worst of it.
It's amazing how many times these fellas kick into safeties and leave a safety.
Well, Steve being a 6-time world snooker champion, I mean, there's nothing he can't get out of. This believe he's going to try to hit where he's aiming there on the rail with the cue stick, catch the small side of the 2, send the cue ball in between the 6 and the 3 there, and then send the cue ball back down table and leave some distance.
Well, I'm sure he'd be happy with that result.
Look at this. Tricked everybody.
He did, and he has at least almost snookered Earl, but I believe Earl's going to have, he'll be able to jump over the edge of that 6 ball if he wishes.
Yeah, I believe so. Earl has just about as much control when that cue ball gets in the air once it leaves his tip than any player on earth. Well, actually, he does, because he really not invented this shot, but he made it famous on ESPN when he won the Lake Tahoe Open.
Yeah, he was one of the early masters of the jump shot. Even though he disdains it now, he can sure make it work.
Well, there's nobody shoots it better than this kid. I say kid, we were kids 20 years ago.
He and Sammy Jones were the first ones I saw using the jump shot.
Well, he's looking at all of his options here. He's looking at the kick. I just think he almost has to go for the jump shot. Play the 2 on the side and then take whatever it gives him after that. As you see, we were talking earlier about, you know, if you leave a player a 1 rail kick, you're taking the worst of it. Well, look, now Earl comes to the table and he don't have a shot.
Yeah, I'm looking for a 2-way shot where the cue ball could roll up safe if he misses the 2, but I don't see one for him.
Well,
this is kind of a got to go
watch
for
the
it.
9.
Oh, he is kicking off the rail.
Watch the 9.
Foul. Ball in hand. Where's the
Look,
foul?
he might get away with
The
this.
6.
Really did.
Michaela has called a foul. Says that Earl touched the 6 ball with his shot.
Well, I'd like to look at this. We can take a quick peek at it.
Watch the 6 ball. Yes, he did.
Oh, without a doubt it was a foul.
He touched it with his cue stick, and Michaela was correct. So now, Nick Vandenberg has ball in hand, and Earl Strickland's a very unhappy camper.
I'll tell you what, Michaela, that's a couple of little calls she's been scrutinized by, but both of them have been right. I mean, the players aren't watching the balls. They're watching the cue ball, so she's right on top of things.
She's proven she has the eyes of an eagle. I just don't see how she sees all these very, very subtle moves. Now Nick Vandenberg has an open table with which to work. No real problems out there, Kim.
Well, I think every shot's a problem in this tournament, Jerry, to be honest with you. I mean, there's so much pressure. They're in tremendous pressure to win for their country, to win for their teammates. If it was a singles match and they were just playing in a regular tournament, I would say, yeah, no problem. But there's problems out there every shot.
It is very startling how well these guys control their nerves. There's Michaela. She's very happy about that call. I'm sure on the call she made yesterday, she was booed loudly by the crowd, but she was right. The crowd could not see the foul, but on a slow motion replay, we did discover that she was correct, even though she was the only one in the room that knew she was correct at the time.
That is correct. These refs, they don't get paid enough. What do you think?
They couldn't possibly pay me enough to be out there. Nick Vandenberg about to wrap up this rack and bring us to a tie. Europe really needs to get some momentum going. They really don't want to fall behind 5-2 in this competition. If they can win this one, they would only be trailing by a game.
Well, that was huge. Instead of being up 2-0, it looks like it's going to be 1-1.
We're tied up. Europe and USA 1-1 in a race to 5. There you see the European team enjoying the action. We're going to take another look at the foul here that Earl Strickland made that gave that table over to the Europeans. His cue stick touches the 6 ball. It clearly moves, and Michaela Tabb calls him on it.
Welcome back to the Mosconi Cup at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. It's now 2 racks apiece. It's a race to 5, and this is rack 5.
I'm sorry, Jerry, but Earl took that cue ball from Michaela. I'll tell you, he's going to be, well, what do I do, boy? I better not touch another ball here. I mean, You know, I'll tell you, the American players aren't used to playing, you know, foul on cue balls only.
Right.
You know, so here when you touch a ball somewhere, it's like different.
9-ball rolling toward gravity, but doesn't get there. Now watch the 2.
It'll rest up against it.
Oh, if he can make the 1.
Oh, he's going to try to make the 9 maybe right now. He might try to make it right now.
It is. He does have a big pocket. Watch this break shot. The 9-ball gets kicked by the 3 toward the pocket, and then the 2-ball comes up and lays in a nice position for whoever gets a shot at it. Now, Kim, you're thinking that he's going to strike the 1 ball, and the cue ball is going to come off the rail and head toward the 9, right?
Well, because he has to stay above it to play the billiard, the 2 and the 9. If he draws it into the rail and then past on the bottom side and comes up, he'll be fine. If he hits the 9 high, he'll make it. And if he doesn't, he has the carom. I can't see him rolling, and I see the cue ball spinning into the 1 and then the cue ball coming back down table towards the 9 and the 2.
You can bet he'll take his time with this one.
Well, he has a bridge problem here too. It looks like he has to worry, but you know, he just fouled touching another ball, so he's got to go in between these balls. I mean, and that just weighs on you over and over. Man, I can't touch a ball. That's not a good bridge there. See how long it was? That was 17, 18 inches way out there. And the more bridge you have, the less control you have.
Oh, he's very close to that ball with his hand. Watch that.
He won't touch it this time. Just a little slow spin. There it is.
1 ball stays up. But has he snookered Team Europe? No. I think Europe's got a shot, Kim.
Well, I'll tell you what. They might have a shot. Earl just said something. I couldn't understand what he said. Yeah, but can he get away with a scratch here? Make the 1. I mean, look at the scratch. It doesn't look like he put no English on it to keep the cue ball out of the side pocket.
He's looking at coming back for a kick.
Well, I think he'll look at it. That's about it.
Yeah. Or he may have been measuring the angle that the cue ball is going to take off the 1 after the collision.
Well, evidently it's on. He can go ahead and shoot it and not worry about the scratch because he's looked at it. So the main thing here then is not even, I mean, you have to worry about where your cue ball is going, but you have to make sure and get on the 2 ball here. If you're going to make the ball, don't get snookered. There's no use making a ball and not getting shaped. So he's going to have to go ahead and just make the 1.
There's no sense getting fancy here. There's really no way to get back down table and hit the 2 ball off of this shot. So
well, he has the same problem, elevating over the 3.
Boy,
and look, see, he don't like. That's a terrible bridge. I can't imagine he's going to shoot it like that. Well, anytime you elevate your cue, you're taking a chance on missing the ball because you don't have a smooth stroke.
Not at all a comfortable
it might
bridging
go off the
position.
knuckle. It might go off the knuckle. Look out! It did. It came back off the knuckle.
Well, you can see what a tough bridge has to do with the game. Earl Strickland missed his shot with a tough bridge. Vandenberg missed his shot. There, you take a look at it. Awfully long bridge.
Look, he's lucky he didn't scratch. See that right off the knuckle? I'll tell you what. I don't know if I was Tony, I'd shoot it down that pocket. I think there's something blocking that hole. That 1 ball doesn't want to go down there. I tell you what I like. I like going ahead and just banking it. Looks like it's straight in. Just fire the bank straight in. Just fire the bank in, send the cue ball down the table.
Are the banks open with your nerves cooking like this?
Well, you can shoot a bank. You always want a bank. You want to shoot them hard. It takes the angle away. Shoot them easy, it'll slide on you. Shoot it really hard, usually they're right in the center. I hope he banks it. I really do. The shape is automatic if he banks it.
He played it safe. Doesn't want to be the one to give up that 2-ball shot.
I'm not sure. Is there a gap in between there? I'm sure there is.
I don't know if he's got enough gap there or not.
I think so. Maybe not, but it looks like it's pretty clear. You know.
No, the shot is not there. He can hit the edge of the ball, but can he? And he's going to have to jack up if he wants to stop the cue ball there and play it safe.
He's going to kick it. He's going to have to kick this, I think. Steve's so cool. I love watching Steve play. He'll look at it, and then he'll look up in the air and like, roll the eyes every once in a while.
Well, he's taking a look at that kick, just as you said, Kim.
I don't think the 1 will go past the 8 there to make the 9.
No, I think he's looking for somewhere to hide again. Everybody knows this is going to be a 2-shot game. Whoever makes the 1 is going to win this game.
Well, if he shoots this hard, I think he's going to shoot it real easy. Yeah, I don't blame him there. Look out. Oh, it went back to the rail. Okay,
yeah,
so it wasn't a foul. It could have been a foul very easy there if it doesn't go back.
That would have been a great gift.
Well, now you can really lock him up now. Shoot the 1, send the cue ball in between the 8 and the 3. Try to block it all angles to kick at the 1. Can really lock him up right here. I believe he's just going to play safe and try to get Tony ball in hand.
Yeah, he's got the 3 and the 8 ball to hide behind here.
I mean, he just wants to hit it, come off the rail, and he really wants to get in between the 8 and the 3. And if he does that, he's just taking all the avenues away.
He can really lock him up on this shot.
Friese didn't see. He didn't go far.
No.
He wanted to go far enough. Yeah, he hooked him, but see now you can come back down towards the table. The one's in a good spot to carry him off and make that 9. I mean, it really is. I mean, that shot is on right now.
Indeed, Earl wanted to be married right up against the 3 and the 8. Now he's left room for a kick. However, the Europeans have to get a good roll.
Well, he's going 2 rails. I don't like that shot.
Yeah, that's kind of a narrow gap between the 4 and the 5.
Well, yeah, it does look like it'd be kind of tough to go underneath that 4 because he is elevated. If the 8 wasn't there, I still say he's going to do it. I still say he's just going to go 1 rail. It's just a lot easier to hit. Going 2 rails here, you have to go in between the pink. I mean,
a lot can go wrong on this shot. And with the 9 ball sitting in the pocket, fortune could smile again on someone.
If you just hit the 1, that's the main. Well, naturally that's the main thing. But if he hits the 1 and he kicks back down table, that 9 is most definitely on.
Boy, what a nervous position for that 9 ball to be in. For
well, we've seen about the last 4 shots we've seen nervous shots. To be honest with you, here it is. If he makes contact with a 1. That striped 9 could disappear.
This can determine the game, the shot right here. Does he hit it? Yes, he does.
Oh, wow.
Wow. A great hit and a great roll. That's about the best he could possibly have hoped for. Here's another look. A 1 rail kick. Hits the 1 solid. Heads over toward the 9, but that's really not what he was counting on. He was counting on getting a good, solid roll like this.
Here's the shot I like Tony to shoot. I like him to shoot into the rail, underneath the 1, play the 1 on the side. If it doesn't go on the side, make sure and play it long. It might 1 rail back down in the left-hand corner, and if he makes it, he's got the 2-9 there. If he misses, he's snookered. Rail first, underneath the 1, kick the 1 either in the side pocket or kick it a little high and it'll go back down to the other pocket.
If he does that, he's got to hit the 1 solid so that the cue ball freezes.
Got to hit it firm. Oh, he didn't play that. There he did. Great shot. That was it. Great shot.
Beautiful shot. Kim, good call. Now Steve Davis has some figuring to do. Tony, you should be very happy with that effort.
Yeah, that was a good shot. I'd like him to hit it just a little bit harder. But still, I mean, he hit the right shot, and that's, you know, it looks like Steve can do a little masse over there around the 8 and the 3 and go in between the 5, is it there?
Mm-hmm. Well, he made a quick study of that shot.
He'll hit this quite firm. He might even, if he hits it well, he'll make it in the corner. It'll just slide right in. That was
beautiful shot.
Wow. It looked like Efren Reyes on that. To hit that shot and hit at that speed and leave that 1 ball in the center of the table, froze on the rail, that is magnificent. He can't do that.
No, he can't.
Well, I can't do that. Maybe I should say. That was, you know, people just don't have any idea how hard that shot was.
Well, if you're Earl now, do you let it hang out? Oh, here we go. Here's another look at that shot. You can see the spin that Steve had to put on that ball to come out with that result.
Earl's got the same shot. Earl's going 2 rails. 2 rails make the 9. Leave the 1 snookered. Don't hit it. There it is. 2 rails make the 9.
Did he get enough on it? Oh, no, he did not. But he's really left an ugly shot for young Vandenberg.
Well, the big problem about this is he has to elevate. He has to elevate his cue here, and when he elevates it, he can only use top English. He can't use no low, no nothing, so he's pretty much stymied right here.
Well, Vandenberg's got to study this for a moment. I want to ask you, what are you guys studying in the practice room? What are you working on down there? Usually it's the break shot. What about this year?
It's the break shot, and I'm not saying anything else. We are live. There are all cell phones in this world now, you know what I mean? I can't divulge any of that information, Jerry.
Kim's not giving anything away.
Well, again, if it goes through, see, I thought he had to go the other way. If he goes underneath that 8 and catches that 1, the cue ball can both come back towards that 9 ball. You could have the 1, the cue ball, and the 9 ball all in the same position if he hits this like he wants to hit it. The scratch also is on right here.
Someone has to make the first mistake.
They've been playing, they're just like incredible safeties, you know. I didn't think it would go under, but it will. He's going to be fine. I thought he had to go 2 rails with it.
Well, that 7 ball has some pretty big ears there.
I can't imagine him just trying to stick it and play safe. I think he's got to let it. There it is. There it is.
Whoa,
wow.
Baby. Look out for the scratch.
I think they're going to play the 9-ball combination on this.
It's been one roll after another so far in this match. Either a great roll or a terrible roll, and Nick Vandenberg just got the worst of all rolls.
That young kid just hit a great shot. I mean, I was watching, I said, okay, if he clips it, the 1 and the, cue ball could go back towards the 9. If Tony has any doubt about it, he needs to make the 1 and then play 2-9 combination or 2-9 billiard. If he has any doubt about it, he can't make the combination here.
With the foul, of course, Tony Robles gets cue ball in hand. That means he can put that cue ball anywhere on the table he wishes. He can become as comfortable as he wishes with his position. He's going to play the 1 in the side. Now the 2-9 carom is the shot to take.
He does not want to shoot this hard. If he shoots it hard, he can get a double kiss off the 2 and scratch. He wants to shoot it fairly easy.
There you go.
No,
the cue ball.
Oh, I lost it, boy. I lost it. I'll tell you for a minute. I thought he was going to go in there and scratch. I seen it.
He got a double kiss on that cue. He could have scratched off it. Instead, America takes the lead, and Tony Robles delivers the victory.
Very few individuals get to play and have this opportunity to play in a sport like this, and until you've been there, you just can't imagine the pressure they're under.
And once things go just a little bit wrong for you, that pressure really increases.
Oh, it just builds like...
You start thinking about it.
Because if you could get out there and run a rack, then you're confident. You need to run a rack. I believe he hasn't even ran a rack yet this year, so... And look at this. It looks like he's came up dry on the break.
Dry as a stone, and he's left a combination. Let's see.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't know. I guess he could shoot this, but there might not be a lot there. But if he shoots that combination, you're going to have an awful difficult time getting shape.
Steve seems to like combination shots. He takes them on regularly.
Well, let's see.
Shape is tough.
Well, but yeah, shape's tough because of those 2 balls right there. I mean, if you don't shoot it, if he shoots it real hard or real easy, maybe. If he shoots it real easy, you got a good chance of getting snookered.
Almost stayed up, but it fell down for him and gave him really nothing.
No, I don't think he has much here. He's just going to probably snip the top end of the 1 ball and send the cue ball down in between the 6 and the 2, it looks like, and snooker him. I don't think he has much else. No, I don't believe he's going to be able to do anything else but that. You see anything there, Jerry?
No, he's going to be looking for a place to hide.
Yeah, just hit the 1 on the top side, and maybe it'll get behind the pink, and then hide him behind those.
I thought perhaps the 1 would slide off the pink and go into the side pocket, but I don't think that's on. Well, he's going to be sending the 1 toward the side, but he's made it.
Wow,
that was on.
Really was. I didn't see that.
Well, he's made a really great shot.
Watch the pink knock the 2 out. The pink knocked the 2 out. That was wonderful.
Well, he's got an easy shot on the 2-ball. The 3-ball waits for him. The pink 4, however, is a little too close to that green 6 for comfort, although he can certainly navigate it. He's done that before.
And he would like to be able to bust it out here, break it loose, but I don't know if the angle will let him.
Yeah, I don't see him doing that.
So I look for him to get a good angle to go back and try to bust it up. Well, that really, I think he's going to be disappointed with this.
He may have to slide in behind that 4-ball, go in behind the 6 and the 4 so he can play it onto the corner pocket closest to the 9. That's the shot he's looking for.
I don't think he can get there.
You know, if he can stay at the table here and win this match,
he's going down table with it.
Team Europe's going to have
this
the
is
break.
One hard shot.
Oh, he snapped it out and got great shape on the 4. This man has such fantastic cue ball control under pressure. We've seen it year after year come out of this guy's cue stick.
That truly is phenomenal, just to hit it off the rail and then punch it perfect to get this perfect position. Well, I'll tell you what. See, he had to use some English on that. And snooker players really don't like to use extreme English. So, as evident we see, he's got out of line. He will play a brilliant safe, I'm sure. Or do something brilliant anyway.
Well, let's see whether he feels aggressive or defensive. Steve's playing with a new cue this week.
A new cue. He could have a new cue every week probably and still play perfect. I really like this gentleman, the way he plays.
He's one cool cat. He's going to try and hide the cue ball behind the 7 and the 8. Did he get there? Not quite. He's left a shot on the 6, but
still
it's a
has
tough
distance
one.
though. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if you can't hide him, give him distance. Well, Earl's been resting in the chair a while.
Yeah, we haven't seen Earl for a while, have we?
No, we haven't.
I mean, the monitors have been on him. Earl don't do a lot of expressions when he's in the chair. When he's up at the table, a lot of antics and everything. But when he's sitting in the chair, he's pretty right there concentrating. Let's see. Really just, you know, the shape's pretty natural here if you just go ahead and pocket the ball. And it's not an easy shot.
No, this is tough.
Look at them eyes. Steely eyes concentrating there.
He's made it. But he's going to roll out too far for the 7-ball, Kim.
Well, I don't know. We'll just have to look and see. He's not straight in. That's why he threw his arms up. I believe he can make this shot. We'll see.
Golly, that's just one tough shot after another.
Oh,
look
wow.
at this.
Yeah. See the thing. Watch the 9. Watch Michaela will be behind you early. I call him early.
Jürgen Bat, Michaela Tabb's going to be watching. If that 9-ball moves, she'll be calling it.
Ideally, he just wants to make it and then kill the cue ball right there with some low English.
Oh, boy.
It's a very difficult shot here.
Earl lets the cue ball roll, and that's going to hurt him. Cue ball comes to rest right in the jaws of the pocket. One tough situation after another. And they're the rest of the American team and their significant others, and they're all feeling the pressure. Earl here's got to let it wash off his back.
Well, the thing about this shot, what makes this shot so difficult, you're down, it's straight in. It is straight in the side, not the corner. I mean, it's a very difficult shot. I mean, it's straight in, yeah, but look where the cue ball's at.
Another bridging problem. He's got to bridge over that pocket. That went down, and Earl Strickland has really pulled out all the stops here. Well, he's got to feel relief. 9-ball down. Earl Strickland takes America to the hill. And they just need one more score to take this one home.
I'll tell you what. Earl's... Well, we got the Americans, USA in it again. I tell you, when he was over in Europe, that's all we heard was Europe, Europe, Europe.
Rack 8, Europe to break, trailing by 4 racks to 3.
4-3, America over Europe. And Steve Davis needs a good break.
Well, remember the last break, Tony didn't make a ball in the break. Let's see what happens here. Twice in a row, are they going to come up dry?
Nothing down. Now, does the 6 ball block the 1?
Oh, sure it does.
Oh, yeah.
It's a jump shot or a kick shot, that's for sure. You're not going to shoot straight through that 6, I'll tell you that.
Well,
he's just going to go underneath. I think that's all he can do.
You like the kick?
Well, that's all. He's not going to jump this, no. I don't believe he will at all. I think he's just going to try to go underneath the 6 there and catch it, and there's a possibility the cue ball could make the 3. The cue ball could go underneath the 3, which is it's very minute because there's no room there. In the 1, down table. That's what I look to see for him to do. It's in the 1 down there somewhere between the brown ball and the pink ball.
Yeah, I like your idea. Especially
I'm sorry. I keep using colors instead of numbers, don't I?
Especially since the cue ball can slide off that 1 and possibly pocket the 3. That's
right.
A great option. Earl's studying this whole table. He wants to see what he's going to leave if things don't work out.
So I'll tell you another thing that can happen. That 1 ball could go on the side, right up the pink.
You see where his finger is on the rail. That's where he's looking at striking the rail with the cue ball. Mapping the path of the 1.
What a brilliant out he made that last game.
Oh, beautiful.
And remember, we was talking about Steve. He's made 2 mistakes this match that should have won both points there. So there's an awful lot of pressure. Here we go.
Earl's ready to fire. Well, he's left distance, but he's left a shot, Cam.
Yeah, he can't believe that. He can't believe the cue ball didn't hit the 3.
Yeah, if he'd left the cue ball on the other side of the table, this would be a much tougher shot.
Well, what happens if the cue hits the 3? He's snookered.
Right.
And that was pretty hard luck for the cue not to hit the 3. Well, this isn't no easy shot by no means.
Nope, there's a lot of distance here.
Well, the distance isn't so much as that where that cue ball lays to rest is the big problem. You can't get down underneath to dig it to use any kind of English. You just have to use your roll English. If he's going to shoot it, I would advise him to go ahead and stroke it and not just try to roll it.
Right.
Because there's a good chance he'll miss it if he rolls it. If he just goes ahead and shoots it with some good firm stroke. I mean, this kid's eyes of eagle.
Well, we've seen him make a lot of pressure shots in the last couple of years.
Yeah, I heard last year he was phenomenal.
Oh, he was unbelievable. He made everything they put up before him.
Here we go.
He doesn't like this one. He's obviously not comfortable in this with this shot.
Also, I think if the score was 0-0, it would already been shot.
Right. Yeah, he sure doesn't want to turn this table back over to the Americans and give them the match. If he makes the shot, he should have shape on the 2. He's missed it. Oh, he made it. He fluked it in. Another fluke shot, but he's got no shape on the 2, so he didn't really get paid on that one.
Wow.
Look at this. Missed it badly and still made it.
Well, the cue ball, he almost scratched. I mean, well, that's the way it goes. I mean, he missed it so bad that something fell in. I can't imagine him going for this one after missing that one.
You know, with what we've seen so far in this match, let me ask you something, Kim. We've seen games determined by luck.
That's correct.
Should 9-ball be a call shot game?
No, there has to be a little bit of luck in every game. There's luck in all basketball. The ball hits the hoop and bounces 3 times and goes in. There has to be a certain amount of luck, off a receiver's hand and the other guy catches it. Can't take the luck out of the game. Absolutely cannot. Well, that wasn't a very good shot. I think, a few of these shots, I think the players just aren't thinking. I mean, they know how balls react. He just wasn't thinking about that shot.
There's Oliver Ortman, you see.
He had a look of concern on his face also.
Oh, he's a worried man right now.
See, winning the cup is big enough, but then defending it is huge.
Huge. There's Oliver Ortman.
You can always tell when somebody's worried. The hand is always on the face. Somewhere.
Look at that look. Grave
All
concern.
Right. Well, let's see what Tony does. He didn't fare too well in his last shot.
What a shot.
What a shot. That was a great shot, though.
He played the bank because it gave him shape on the 3, and he would have gotten the safety if he'd missed it. That was just a brilliant shot. Take a look here. 2 ball in the side pocket. Cue ball rolls right down table for the 3. That'll give you some confidence.
Right. He has to just stay in the moment right here. He knows if he runs this rack out, they're going to win this point. He has to just stay in the moment every shot and not worry about, well, if we make the 9 ball, we win. You know what I'm saying? And he'll be fine. He's a phenomenal player, Tony.
Oh, he is. You know, ideally, every player would have their world end at the rails and forget about the fans and the TV cameras, but that's really just not realistic, is it?
Right. Well, this is really the key shot. If he just draws it back in between the 6 and the 7, and you know, he should have. I say simple, but you know, everything's laying pretty good. Look out!
Boy, that could have been dangerous.
Well, it was dangerous. Look what he done. He took the 7 out of play. The 7 isn't no longer in play for the side pocket. Now he has to do something with the cue ball.
Tony Robles has to change his plan.
He has to worry about getting hit in hard enough. That was a good shot.
How do you like
it? Very nice.
He seems to have found a new set of nerves. He's very calm and collected right now.
Well, it's so big. As if he could, you know, run this rack out, and then he knows, well, next time I get a shot, I can run out. I think, you know, so far in the cup, he really hasn't only made maybe a couple of balls and then missed one. You know, so it's very huge.
Tony Robles trying to wrap this one up for the Americans. This has been a great match, and we've got a great match coming your way next. Mika Immonen versus Charlie Williams.
Well,
that'll be a barn burner, but watch right now as Tony Robles tries to put the finish on this match. Oh, he's
what a shot.
Team America now leads the Mosconi Cup 5 games to 2. You can see the excitement, the happiness of the American side. The handshakes and the fists in the air.
We're coming to you live and exclusive from the MGM Grand here in Las Vegas, the city of entertainment, recognized around the world, and it is providing some entertainment here today. USA versus Europe, the 10th Mosconi Cup, and the first one to cross the Atlantic.
And you said that very nicely.
He's made a ball off the break, but he's got nothing on the 1. Well, nothing apparent, but a very difficult 1-9 combination on offer.
Yeah, he's not even looking at this. I think, I tell you the truth, this is very difficult. I mean, he may shoot this, but this is not easy. He's got to hit the cue ball way to our right on the edge of the 1, so thin almost that the cue ball may interfere with the 9.
Is this easier to take on when you're 3-1 down?
I don't know. Well, it could be a fast game, but I'll tell you this. Here's the problem. See where the cue ball, if he hits the cue ball to the right of the 1, right? The 9 is going to slowly go for the pocket. The cue ball may actually interfere because he's got to hit the 1 so far to our right. It may block the shot. I mean, this is how difficult this is. Now, if the cue ball was more over to our right, it would have been an easier shot. But he's looking at it. He wants to shoot it, but it's very tough. Very tough. Very tough.
It would certainly swing momentum back.
He's going for it. He's going for it. Wow.
What a shot. Where's the cue ball? Where's the light? Watch the light.
Oh, my goodness.
He pulled it into the side cushion. Nick Varner.
He shot that like it was a hanger. Did you see how good he hit that shot?
That is a psychological body blow to Team USA. They were on their... They were clapping, the applause had started, and everyone forgot to watch the cue ball. And it just slithered into that corner pocket. cruelly for Charlie Williams and that man, the American captain, Nick Varner.
Boy, that was...
Every time Mika Immonen has come to the table, he's had cue ball in hand.
I like, even we could run out from there, I believe, sometimes. You know, it's awful nice when you get cue ball in hand. You know, going back to that shot, you can see how thin he made it look easy. He hit it so thin, the speed of the cue ball actually scratched in the other corner pocket. That's how thin he had to hit it. So, you know, he made it look easy, but that was a very difficult shot.
Now, this isn't easy. He's landed the wrong side of the 2. The pink 4, the next ball available after the 2, is the wrong end of the table as far as Mika Immonen is concerned.
Yeah, he's got on they call that wrong side core again. I don't know where that came from, but it makes the game a lot more difficult when you're on the wrong side of the ball all the time. Many things can happen, but let's see what he does. His only real option is to slide the cue ball if he has enough angle down. I don't think he can actually, he may be able to just roll the 2 in and bump the 9 and settle for a tougher shot, but I don't know if he can do that.
Looks like he's going to draw to the bottom cushion.
Yeah, that looks like his only good option.
And again, he's got to avoid the colors to get the white back up the table for the pink 4.
Yeah, this is kind of anything can happen when you have a lot of blockers out there. You got the 9, you got the orange ball, you've got, it depends which way he goes. You know, he could draw it hard, he can go 2 rails. See what I mean? Now the 8 came into play. I mean, he's got a shot, but this shot is by no means an easy one. He's got to kind of roll, cut this in softly, and as you know, for a top player, this is the shots you do not like to shoot because your nerves come into play.
And yeah, I'd still rather be shooting it than in my chair. And
he made a great shot there.
He is yet to put a foot wrong in this year's Mosconi Cup. He's 5 shots away from going 4-1 in front and breaking a formidable lead.
Well, this is pretty nice. Well, this is, he's got to hold the cue ball up. He actually has a nice angle on the 6. He just has to make sure the cue ball doesn't get away from him. Too much angle to go for the 7, you know. So if he just makes the 6 with a smooth speed, he should be in pretty good shape here. You might have a little bit more angle than he likes. You see, Oliver Ortman is sweating it. Don't worry. He knows. Boy, he hit that shot nice. He still has pretty good angle there, but I think he looks pretty good from here.
Just got to hold your nerve. Again, just avoid that side pocket. Pull it top side as we look.
Nice shot.
Cueing the ball very sweetly is Mika Immonen.
Mr. Ball in hand.
Like playing the ghost. And a simple 9 to assure himself of 4-1. It's in the books now. Europe and Mika Immonen 4-1 in front. And the captain, Oliver Ortman, enjoying every minute of this. But the scratch from Charlie Williams, so cruel because it developed so slowly, and especially after the 9 went down, that white was downhill all the way to the cliff.
Wins game number 5 after 5 games. The score is Europe 4, United States 1.
Is there anything automatic in the Mosconi Cup?
Nothing.
What we have seen over the years,
yeah, anything's missable.
Nothing can be taken for granted.
He made a nice shot there. He's got a perfect angle. He's got a nice angle. So he can either go 2 rails or 1 rail. Let's see what he does. He's got a beautiful angle on this shot. He's going 1 rail.
And this 9 for a 1-rack decider. And down it goes. And Charlie Williams will be breaking on the hill in a hill-hill match. He has just assumed the favorite's position. The break, a formidable weapon, and Mika Immonen has seen it slip away from 4-1 in front to 4-4, and what a cruel blow this would be to Team Europe. Does this mean anything? Look at Mika Immonen and Oliver Ortman. He's helpless in his chair too. Marcus Shamat looks on, very concerned. And again,
well, with the momentum, you have to have Charlie as the now who's breaking this rack?
Charlie Williams to break.
Charlie Williams. I think the momentum is obviously Charlie's way, but we'll see what happens. The break, you know, let me tell you something. You can feel more pressure on the break than the longest, toughest shot in 9-ball.
And sometimes when the adrenaline's flowing, you slow it down, and you can come up dry.
Or scratch and not hit the one solid. So let's see what happens
United
here.
States breaks in game number 9.
Everybody on the edge of their seats here at the MGM Grand. Let's see how it all unfolds.
Oh, almost.
I didn't hear anything drop.
Oh, look at this.
And look at the 1-9. 1-9 combination for Mika Immonen and nothing down for Williams.
Oh, now this isn't automatic, but I'll bet Mika's going to look at this one pretty good. Well, you got to shoot at this. I mean, and I think probably under the circumstance, I think Mika, I don't know if he could get out after seeing this whole barrage if he had a shot. So this is probably his best opportunity to win the game.
He's lining it up.
This is a must. It lays very well. You see, he doesn't have to hit the 1 so thin. The 1 is actually a little more off the rail than the 9. He's got to shoot this with just a nice speed. Don't go crazy and hit it too hard, because if he even cuts the 9 near the hole with good speed, it'll fall. So let's see what happens. This is big here.
Big for the Europeans, the 9 down. Mika Immonen, a 5-4 win over Charlie Williams. A much-needed point goes the way of Team Europe. They've pulled back to 5-3 and all to play for. Next up, Suke and Homan. They're going to be up against Rodney Morris and Johnny Archer, but Charlie Williams fought like a champion to go down by the odd rack. It'll all be happening with us here in the MGM Grand, folks.
Welcome back to Vegas. Yanks 1-0 up in this vital one. And oh my goodness! 2-0 up in no time, Steve! A golden break by Archer! Europe in real trouble! Yanks shoot the 2-zip!
That's a big body blow there for Europe. Well, the 9 got a kick.
Absolutely. Bedlam here. Here's another look at that shot to take a 2-0 lead.
Oh, well, there's obviously a bit of luck involved in this game, but you want it to level itself out, and we don't need that type of thing in Europe.
Well, absolute bedlam shaking here. No one more than the Euro team and my co-commentator Steve Davis. Americans very happy. Nick Varner there. Can't believe the luck. 2-zip in no time. Currently up for the most important part of the game, the break shot. Didn't want that flick on the white, so that would have been beautiful as it is. He's got a shot on the one to the middle.
Yes, a shot that Earl Strickland played very well in the doubles match that we played against him. Stroked it in very nicely. And a little bit of, is that allowed? Not too sure. Rodney's girlfriend there.
That's right.
Well,
only a few.
She's using them all up here before Christmas.
And a nice emerald necklace and a win for Rodney here. Please, Santa. Oh, bit of a gift to the Europeans, but no! Went safe, even though he missed a shot.
All about deciding when's the right time to make your move. And Rodney Morris deciding that that wasn't the best chance he was going to have, or that the USA team was going to have in this match. And that's quite a difficult shot to get out of. It would appear that the best options for escape are down the table, back up between the blue 2 and red 3 and green 6. I'm not too sure there's a path across the table. Let's just checking to see if there is one there. And now having a look at these lines.
Applied geometry. Euclid would love the game. What's the best upshot of this shot then, Steve?
Well, do you know that possibly the best angles are bridging over the top of the 8 and trying to get sort of 4 cushions and kick the 1 back out into the middle of the table. You know, he's looking there with his cue. See that line he was just looking with his cue? I don't think he can play off one cushion. The green 6 is in the way. So perhaps sort of near the... see where the cue is there? He's looking along those lines to see perhaps a 3 or a 4 cushion escape. And now he's seeing if there's a chance that he could kick it up the table. And here we go. 3 or 4 cushions. It should go somewhere close to the 1.
But the chance of dollying it up for the predatory Americans. 4 cushions can hit rocks in the course of this shot.
Trouble with this shot is the cue ball's got to do a bit of work. He's going to be hitting down on the ball, but he wants to hit it very hard to get distance between the cue ball and the one afterwards. So, we misjudged the angle there.
Foul shot, ball in.
This could be a real cramper for Euros. Ralph Scholl's hunching disappointment. Ball in hand to Archer means put it anywhere he likes on the pitch.
Tough shot. No disgrace for Ralph there. That was very difficult to judge, especially cueing over the top of the 8. It meant that he wasn't really sure of how the side spin he was putting on the white ball was going to react. And this, as easy as Ralph's run out was, this is equally as easy for Johnny Archer. But every now and again you come unstuck. You never know when it's going to happen. I can testify to that.
Well, he's been the hottest stick in the US for the last 5 or 6 months. Going to be a father soon. Knows it's going to be a boy. Says he wants a few quid in the bank for the kid. Good motivation. Out to centre table. Next object, the blue 2.
Keeping pretty close position on the blue 2. Obviously more of a roll would have gone behind the black 8, but Johnny Archer totally in control of that situation and leaving himself a nice angle on the 3 to come back out into the middle of the table.
Yeah, standard draw shot into the cush and out again, and the nearer to the orange the better. See, never straight. Straight in puts the mockers on your development of the cue ball. You gotta move the rock as though it was a feather, as the fat man once said. The rock being the cue ball. Archer looking a Fort Knox type of bet to pull it to 3-1.
The American team do look focused this year. Perhaps they were slightly embarrassed last year. It's hard to judge how they consider the Mosconi Cup. I'm sure they consider it their own property. And Johnny Archer seems to be fired up on all cylinders.
It's 9 then for 3-1, and more trouble for the Europeans who are leading the overall match, which is a race to 11. 5-3 in favour of the USA. Archer, as precise as a Savile Row tailor, wanting no drop of lint on a 600 quid suit. What's that about infinite capacity for taking pains? Giving pains to Euro. This will do more damage. That's when you got to start pegging.
You absolutely sure?
31. All the pressure on the European pair.
This would be good for Thurston to clear these. It would settle him down in the match. He hasn't had much table time. He's had some awkward shots. He He put a good stroke on it, and unfortunately he put too good a stroke on it, and that's the problem. When you haven't had enough table time, you're really not at ease with your arm and the cue and the table and the balls and the pace of the table. It's so easy to overhit the shot or underhit it.
Overhit there badly. Went about a foot, 18 inches further north. Lady friend, dry-lipped.
Less praying on the European team, you'll notice. A straightforward bank, but you've got to take some guts to play the shot. Here we go.
And it could well stick up. Bottom left. Big problems for Europe now.
Thurston goes back to his chair and bangs the cue down, knowing it's all over now for Europe in this match, and America will go into a three-match advantage in this tournament.
Stand by for a bit of the Aloha Boogie. From Rodney. And the captain has got his coat off. What happened to the Coram? That pair's win puts the Yanks in a massive lead. European spunked 6-3 at the moment.
So on day 2, the USA winning 3 matches for an overall lead of 6-3. That means they're over halfway to the 11 points they need to win back the Mosconi Cup, thanks to that last doubles triumph.
I feel like I'm playing well. If I can just get a few shots, and I knew that I had a great partner in Rodney. He gives you a lot of inspiration playing with him.
I love it here, playing, for my country and everything, and I especially love playing with Johnny this match because, I've watched him, shoot me, down so many times. It feels good to have him on my side, in case I mess up. It feels really good. It's very different, but at the same time, it pumps you up better because, there's people pulling for you instead of pulling against you when you're playing. Same guys that pull against me all year, and they're in my corner now, so it feels real good.
We know it's going to be very difficult, to win the last 2 days. We know they're not going to give up, but we do have a little bit of a cushion with a few points, but we know it's not over by far. But our guys really get pumped up every match, and we know we're going to be in a fight, but we like it.
Well, Johnny's moving over to the other side. I'll tell you what, the Europeans have been breaking better than the Americans. As I said earlier, that's why I find it hard to believe that we are still winning, 6-4. But the Americans played phenomenal yesterday. I think there was one ball missed, maybe. Watch the cue ball. I look for it to park right in the middle of the table. Uh-oh.
No flash
camera.
Please. No flash.
Came from the American side, didn't it?
Yeah, I guarantee you that was a European fan flashed that camera. Just regrouping himself, much like a golfer. If a plane distracts him overhead, goes back and prepares himself.
Watch the cue ball. Look at it. Oh, are you kidding me?
He can't believe it. Kicked into the corner pocket. Look at Nick Varner.
No ball spot except for the 9.
Look how good he hit this. Look at this. Stopped and then just the kiss and right in. The kiss of death.
Big chance now. Torsten Homan can take this rack back with cue ball in hand and give the Europeans still a chance. If Archer would have finished out and gone 4-2 in front, wouldn't have been an easy way back for Team Europe then, that's for sure. Now every chance, Kim.
Easy run out now.
Wow.
But
yes.
Happy with that position?
No, you can see he's not happy. He didn't pot the ball in the perfectly down the rail, and that has actually meant that the cue ball has come out into the middle of the table, perhaps more than he wanted. He was hoping to perhaps play straight on the 8 and then draw back for the same side of the table. Just came away from the cushion of fraction, and any more it may have missed. The pace of the shot down the rail, we saw Charlie Williams miss a ball along the rail. The pace of the shot is oh so important. If you have to hit the balls hard, all of a sudden it becomes much more difficult.
Well, some of the Americans have got Santa Claus hats on, but I think they've dropped a bit of the hat and the festive spirit since they were 6-3 up. There's the non-playing captain, Nick Varner.
Well, the slight error of judgment on the 7 has led to a larger error of judgment on the 8. It's compounded the problem.
How often do we see that?
And whilst this is very gettable, he has actually stopped himself from getting a guaranteed 9. There is a percentage chance. He misses it and he tweaks it left. The cue, you see the cue went left at the back there. He completely cued across the face of that.
But it's run fairly safe, hasn't it?
Well, yeah, I know, but it's a chance that we shouldn't have had, and that's the build-up of. Yeah, it's gone safe-ish. I think Ralph can make the bank. I mean, it's a shot to nothing for Ralph, and as far as he wouldn't have got it anyway. Kim Davenport there, one of the advisors to the American team. I bet the Americans don't know what's happened today. I think they were all fired up and were very confident, and quite rightly so. They've been playing some superb stuff out there and completely dominating the European team. And what's happened today?
Yeah, a real Elm Street job turning into a nightmare for the Yanks.
I don't think there's any way that Ralph won't turn this down. He'll be playing the long bank into this bottom right-hand pocket as we see on our screen. And even though on a snooker table it would be, 5%, 1%, whatever, this is, I'd say, 50-50 for a player of Ralph's ability.
Stand by for Euro chairs if he gets it! Right it is! Oh, good, difficult shot! Steve Davis has got a grin on his face, as wide as the Thames! Seen it again!
Never in doubt. The Kaiser comes up, trumps. Can he get over for this 6?
A knowledgeable crowd's reaction will tell us if this is on the money.
Oh, what a shot this is. What a shot. Oh, so close, but it is still gettable.
Immonen is not sure.
Well, they're not sure, they're too far away. But we can see from our overhead that is a very gettable cut down the... You'd like to be further away, but it's gettable. Yeah. A bit more difficult, the positional side, that's all. But he won't miss the 6, I'm sure of that. Obviously, you've got to avoid, when he plays his shot, that his cue tip follows through, and then as the white ball bounces off the cushion, that he doesn't touch the cue ball again. And perhaps we'll have to use the rest. I don't know. Can he reach? Have a couple of funny rests out here, Sid, and nothing like the snooker rest.
Look like Bullwinkle and Moose.
Got that on the front of one of my Land Cruiser. Oh, not left-handed. Oh, leave me out.
Mustn't take his hand off that cue.
Don't take your hand off the cue.
It's a measure. Ooh. Mustn't. Ooh.
Happened in the World Championship this year. A player took his hand off the cue and was called for a foul. You mustn't use the cue as a measuring implement.
Rodney Morris, that was.
He didn't know what had happened. As soon as the referee went foul, he said, "What have I done?" Oh, the longer he takes over it, the more we're all getting worried. But he is meticulous, is Ralph. He studies every one of his bristles before he brushes his teeth, you know.
Nice one, kid.
Oh, not left-handed, no. Mind you, having said that, a lot of the pool players don't have to use the rest as much as the snooker. Leave me out. As much as the snooker players, so they're not used to it as much, and because of that fact, perhaps they do learn to play left-handed.
He's certainly wearing out this posh carpet.
There's a big groove in it round this part of the table.
You did your carpet wearing yourself, were you? Were you a walk that upset Earl?
Left-handed. First left-handed shot Ralph's played in the whole tournament.
It mustn't leave the cush till it hits him. Yeah!
There's the position. Yeah. Wow. He's now going to have to play a similar sort of shot, although obviously further distance. Oh.
The tension. Writ large on their 3 faces.
It's worse watching than playing. He's going to play the same shot. He's going to perhaps have to play this and keep inside the pocket, the middle pocket, so he pots it and cuts it with a bit of side spin.
The Americans over the years have given this man grudging respect. I remember Earl saying 6 years ago, he's not a great player. But then he won the Open Championship. Then he won the Straight Pool Championship. And Earl said, Suke is a great player.
He is a great player. He knows the importance of this shot. Every shot's a big shot in the Mosconi.
Position relatively simple for somebody of his caliber. Onto the black from here.
Solid as a rock. And he's on the 8. Nick Vandenberg knows. Marcus Shamat knows. Mika, he's not going to count his chickens. You've got choices, side or end.
Which is best for position?
It is so critical. You've got to be right standing behind the shot to know. If he can, he may well bang it in the corner because it's straighter, and then just play just with the cue ball before the middle pocket and then come out. Yeah, he can generate the angle there and bang it into the middle pocket. But he can trundle it into the the cue ball going to the middle pocket. But he can trundle it into the middle and guarantee position. The positional side is slightly harder if he plays into the corner.
Well, I'm wondering, is there? Oh, missed it!
Oh, I don't believe it.
It wasn't! Incredible! 2 balls away from the match!
Oh, I don't believe it. Nor does Ralph. Oh my goodness.
Their faces tell a story. Disbelief.
Well, the corner was probably the easier pot, but perhaps he was worried about scratching in the middle. I don't know.
Not a doddle, no.
Oh, I can't talk. You'll have to do the rest now, Sid.
Well, there's no gambler in Vegas would have given you odds on this happening today. European 6-3 down at the start of the day, and here they are looking for an 8-6 lead.
Well. And a dog's chance for Jeremy Jones, given a lifeline. Well, he hasn't got a chance at the double, or is he going to play a safety shot? Oh, I'm drained.
Somebody will have to hold your cards in the poker school tonight, kid.
Oh no. Is he going to play the bank? I think he probably will, thinking about this. It's a chance he didn't think he'd be getting. No. He's played a safety and he's played it well. Great shot from Jeremy Jones. You can't get more in the line than that. And Ralph Souquet forced to go up and down the table, the long route, and trust completely to luck. If the 8 ball had been slightly closer to the cushion, frozen even, there would have been a realistic chance of potting it down the rail. As it is, Ralph is standing at the table in bits, realising that he should have had the game wrapped up, shaking hands with the rest of his European team and just celebrating. And now he's left himself 4-4.
Well, if this does go to 4-4, it'll have a wilder plot than the Lord of the Rings. What a day for drama.
The psychological advantage of this match has swung. The best chance is if Ralph Souquet can fluke it. I wouldn't fancy how he would be feeling walking to the table for his first break-off, knowing that he's got to do it all over again.
Incredible tension, incredible drama. But it's a world champion who's looking at the problem.
Well, he knows what he's going to do. He's just psyching himself up for it. He'd like to play it off of 2 cushions, but he'd be going too close to the point of the middle pocket. So, eyes down for a full house.
House is half full of Euro people.
Has this got the legs? Oh, what a shot! What a shot that was! He played it like that. He played it off of 2 cushions, risking hitting the point of the middle pocket. And he's on the 9, and it's 8-6. 8-6 confirming one of the greatest dramatic days ever in the history of World Pool. Europe started the day 6-3 down, and Souquet takes it to 8-6.
Well, he can see the 1.
Look.
He can get through to the 1 ball here. A good positional shot from the 1 to 2 if he gets it. And look at the remaining colors.
That would give him the rack virtually assured if he gets on this 2 ball. First, of course, the 1 has to go down. It does.
He's traveled too far. I think he's traveled too far for the 2.
Yeah, he's not going to be happy with this.
Tried to float that one in and hold position to the 2. But can he see enough of it to make it?
Boy, if he can, he just can.
I think he just can, Jerry.
I believe you're right. He's siding it up. That's the tendency, to overcut those shots. Now is he going to leave a shot? Earl's very unhappy, but I don't think Vandenberg's real excited about coming to the table in this situation.
Well, he's telling him that he couldn't quite see enough of it, not comfortably. Apologizing to his teammates. He would have landed nice on the 3, but the good news for Strickland and Team USA is that he's not left Vandenberg anything easy. And you can see Nick's going to try and bump that 2 down in behind the 9 and take the cue ball, ideally to hide it behind one of those other colors.
Oh, he's going to have a nice block here. And because of the position of the 5 ball, the easiest kick off of a rail has become much tougher.
He may be able to still spin that off that side cushion, Jerry, but as you said, where that 5 is, that's something for Earl to certainly be aware of. He's looking at it off that side cushion.
Well, he'll go off that side cushion, I'm sure, but now he'll be spinning it with left English to increase the angle. He'll be hitting much closer to the side pocket than the natural angle would tell you he would be taking.
One of the game's premier shot makers. He's got as much cue power in reserve as a lot of players have, period.
We'll probably hit this firm to try and create a little distance. Still studying exactly where he wants it to hit on that rail.
Jerry, he may play this with a very moderate pace and just try and bump it and use that 9 and 4 to hopefully land in between.
That's what he's doing. Can he get a block? It's going to overroll, Jim.
Well, that was his only chance. And Vandenberg is going to come in with a gilt-edged opportunity here now in rack 4. Just slot the 6 in, leave the 2 right over the corner pocket.
Wow. Vandenberg now with an opportunity. Six down. 2 is open, but does he have an angle, Jim, to get onto the 3? I guess he can go rail first.
Or he could even cheat the pocket here, Jerry. Force it into the left cushion as he looks. It's all about position to the 3. Couldn't really have landed much more awkwardly for Nick. If Strickland was playing this shot, I really couldn't foresee any problems, the amount of cue power that he has.
Yeah, he can draw it 2 rails.
I think that might be his only option here, too.
Yeah, really, he only has to draw it 1 3/4, as long as he can clear that 7 ball with his draw shot. There's the draw.
There's the 9. Beautifully played.
There's some power for you, Jim.
Even Earl Strickland would have to be proud of that effort. He looks to have a nice little angle on this 3 to stun that cue ball off that left-hand cushion for the 4 bottom right. He's looking at it bottom left as we look. But that means that he'd have to take that cue ball between the 8 and the 7. I don't know about that.
That's a risky path.
I think he's better suited to just stun it in and play the 4 bottom right as we look.
There you go. That's what he's looking at now, Jim. Better safe. No sense trying to get perfect.
Not bad.
Not look bad, but he would have liked to have been down further.
He doesn't have the ideal angle, Jerry, but he can swing this off the bottom cushion, the left side, and back out in the area of where that brown 7 is. Again, getting the ball, that's the first order of business. These top players can sometimes make this game look so easy. We take for granted every ball that's in the open. They are human. Every now and then they remind us.
This shot's certainly not automatic. He's really only one diamond away from a virtual spot shot here. Needs some good cueing power. Nice, solid, steady stroke. Oh, well done.
What a shot from Nick Vandenberg. Well, if you were wondering whether he had any cue power, check that effort out. I didn't think he would be nervous, Jerry, and he's performing like he's very comfortable out there. I think last year's Mosconi Cup has really put him in good stead. And wouldn't it be something if after Europe loses the first 2 here on the last day, they call out their youngest member to come out and get him back in front?
And it's so key to stay relaxed. A relaxed arm is a sure arm. But once you get nervous, it gets clumsy. There's Oliver Ortmann studying every move.
And not quite as comfortable as he was having breakfast this morning, I assure you. That lead has vanished. And Nick Vandenberg is trying to do that very same thing here in our third match.
Right in the center of the pocket and great shape. It's going to be a natural roll to get back onto the 9 ball. He'll go down 2 rails after the 8 goes into that corner pocket at the top left of your screen.
Matches like this, events like this, do an awful lot to build character in a rising star like Vandenberg, and you just know that this is going to turn him into a superstar of the future.
Nick Vandenberg to tie our match at 2. These pockets have to just seem tiny right now.
But not that tiny in a pivotal match for Europe.
Welcome back to Las Vegas. Rack 7 already underway. Strickland 4-2 ahead. Nothing on the break. Vandenberg at the table.
And boy, oh boy, has he tucked Strickland up behind that 7 ball.
Well, that was a much riskier effort from Nick Vandenberg, but you can see the rewards it's just paid. Dividends. And this, no easy escape. Not even for the master Strickland.
No way to get there off of that rail. He's going to have to go up table, Jim.
No, this is going to take some kind of negotiating, this escape. Nothing easy. Even where the 4 ball lies, that takes the easy 1 cushion escape out, at least without playing a lot of spin.
He's got to hit this ball. That, you know, if Vandenberg really felt brave, there's a 1-9 combination sitting there with ball in hand, and I believe the 6 ball leaves enough of that corner pocket open.
And, you know, I'm looking to see if there's any way Earl can tie a couple colors up, and I don't even see anything easy there that presents itself.
I know, he's got to hit it. He's got to move that ball around a little bit.
He's showing you roughly with his cue stick where the white ball can contact that cushion and head down towards the 1. I think he's actually looking at a 3 cushion escape here, Jerry. He'll have to hit very near that corner pocket
He's made a good hit.
Look at this. What a resolve from Earl. And look at him. Look at the pearl there. Never one to hide his emotion. He let everyone in the house know how he felt about that effort. But what a hit from Strickland. Phenomenal escape here.
Boy, he hits that ball solid. Cue ball. Look at this dance. Look at this jig from Strickland. Whoa, baby.
From the pages of Rodney Morris, Learn How to Dance, Earl Strickland just showed us what could well be a winning jig. The crowds here from the outset have gotten into each and every shot. I don't think America has ever seen anything like this, Jerry.
Normally,
you attend all the events. Do you ever see them as boisterous and as animated as this?
Never. American audiences are trained to sit still and be silent. There's no silence here as Earl Strickland comes to the table with ball in hand. And basically, Jim, an open table.
It'll be a very relieved American side, but they've still got a long ways to go. Nick Vandenberg, it has to be said, came up against a juggernaut in Earl Strickland.
That was just such a huge shot, that last kick shot from Earl. It's hard to come back when your opponent does something like that to you.
Don't put that European flag in the closet just yet, because still to come, Mika Immonen, 4 for 4 in this year's Mosconi Cup, and then following him, Ralph Souquet. So Europe could get right back in it in a hurry.
Europe will be fielding 2 world champions in a row after this match.
Earl with ball in hand. All the colors invitingly placed. A man that has seen all the pressure of every event from the 4 corners of the world. Will he embrace it yet again successfully?
He does need to be concerned with his cue ball position off of this shot. You can see the 3 ball. If he chooses to play it in the corner, it has to be a combination on the 6. Oh, that could have worked out a little bit better. He doesn't want that cue ball headed over toward that rail.
Well, he won't be rolling this one in. He'd like to have been able to roll it in, but now rolling it in leaves the cue ball behind the 7 and the 5. He's going to have to play this at speed.
Boy, that makes it much more difficult to predict the path of the 3 ball after the collision. It makes it very hard to set up your next shot. Oh, he did roll it, but he's going to be able to work with that, but it's not what he wanted.
Not at all. A thin cut on the 3, and the cue ball is going to be dancing up and down the table, and anytime you get that white ball traveling, Jerry, sometimes it can be an equation for disaster.
This shot all about speed control on that cue ball. Oh, he's made the shot for Jim. If he likes that shot into the side pocket, he's all right. He's just got to bring the cue ball back out to the center of the table for the 5.
He keeps getting himself back on song. The shot-making ability very much on evidence here from one of the greats ever. Oh, I don't like the way he's hit that.
He doesn't like the way he's hit that. He's looking over at the American team and the audience going, what else can go wrong?
And that cue ball is going to be heading right over towards that side pocket. In rolling this top right, he just wanted this to come off the cushion slightly enough. He wanted the angle that he's got, just not quite so severe.
That was just too easy a shot, and he's going to pay the price. He's missed the 7 ball.
There's a very familiar pose you just saw right there last year against Steve Davis. That's what we saw from Earl Strickland when he missed a ball to the same pocket in losing the Mosconi Cup for America.
This man knows all too well the dangers of letting your opponent back into the game in short race 9-ball.
Such is the nature of the game. He's telling you he choked. But a glimmer of hope yet for Oliver Ortmann and Team Europe.
What a huge turn of events this would be if Nick Vandenberg were to come back and defeat Earl Strickland.
Well, he should have been packing his bags out of the arena already. He knows it. So it's a lifeline that he's been thrown. And it's down to him to pull it in.
Vandenberg collecting himself for the shot. Just a nice, firm, steady stroke. Vandenberg stays in it after facing almost certain death at the hands of Earl Strickland. He gets to put another 9-ball away.
Down it goes, and Nick will be breaking off in rack number 8. At least he's alive, and right now that's everything for Oliver Ortmann and Torsten Homan. And look at Strickland. He had it there. It was but one shot away from what would have left him a victory. Had he got this 7, the rest would have been easy. But watch this. We saw it last year against Steve Davis, and we see it again. Is it a sign of things to come?
That must be a terrible feeling of deja vu.
Europe wins
Earl's
game
still
number
talking
7
about
after 7
it.
games. The
He's
score
got
is
to throw
United
that out of
States
his
4,
mind now.
Europe
He's
3,
to collect
Europe
himself
to break in game number 8.
and come back.
4-3 in favor of USA. Vandenberg needs a break. One of the best. If he can pull it out here, the pressure goes right back to Strickland.
Vandenberg needs this rack and then an opportunity. The 2-ball is down. So is the 5.
Got a bank shot at the 1. Doesn't afford position to the 3. So Nick with a choice here. If he attacks, all he can do is play a 3-4 combination if he gets the bank shot. That's what he's looking at right now.
Well, the bank is pretty steady, pretty normal bank.
Well, you know something too? We've already seen he prefers to be aggressive. He doesn't like taking the option of trying to lay his opponent in the weeds. Let's see if again he elects to attack from this position.
And if he should miss this bank shot, he can play it with the right speed so the 1-ball comes back over against this rail. And at best, Strickland would be looking at a 3-ball combination shot. Shot in the side pocket. The American fans have a little bit of glee.
Absolutely astonishing turn of events here yet again. Strickland got out of his chair talking to the American team.
But Strickland knows putting this ball in the side pocket takes the cue ball away from the 3. He just said, I can't get on that ball. And now he's mapping out a 3 to 4 rail path to send the cue ball around the table and get back on that 3-5 combination. A lot of traffic in there. And he struck the 6. That's going to alter his plan.
Can he even see the 3?
He just said, I dogged it again. I dogged it. You just saw him mouth it.
He has put himself under the gun, and Strickland again has to try and dig himself out. He's been the master of his own demise. Varner knows it.
Well, he just turned to Nick Varner and said, I can't get out from here.
A roller coaster ride of emotions here on Evidence, as it has been each and every event in the past, and why would anyone have thought this would be any different? It's the Ryder Cup of pool. Pressure personified. And he's missed it. And as he left it for Vandenberg again.
That's going to be tight, the clearance for the 3.
The unfriendliest chair, apart from Strickland's, has to be occupied by Captain Nick Varner. It's going to be 4-4. And Earl can start thinking about his break-off in the 9th rack, because it's going to be materializing very soon.
2 mistakes from Strickland have kept Vandenberg in the game. Oh, will it be? At the end of the day, where will the Mosconi Cup reside?
They've only ever had to defend it on 2 occasions in 9 years. And to come over here and defend it in the Americans' backyard, everyone knew it would require a performance of their lives.
Nick chooses to take the 8-ball into the side pocket. He can just float forward to the right-hand rail, and he'll be straight in on that 9-ball to tie our match up and send us to Double Hill.
Perfectly positioned to just roll through for the 9.
This'll do it. With this 9-ball, we go to Double Hill. We've seen so many of these matches come down to 1 game. And we're going to see it again. Nick Vandenberg sends the 9-ball home.
Not for the faint of heart. This year's Mosconi Cup has lived up to advanced billing. Jerry, we got the best seat in the house. Strickland to break. Can he hold himself together for one more rack?
Boy, I don't know. I tell you, Jim, for the last 2 racks, we've watched young Nick Vandenberg picking pockets in the city of lost wages. Oh, boy, he's on a roll.
Well, we may need St. John's ambulance in attendance here, because surely someone's going to be fighting off a heart attack in this one.
Strickland's got a ball down.
And he's got a shot at the 1.
Oh, it's not automatic. Let's shake on the 2.
Listen to Varner. Trying to push Strickland over that finish line. He may need help.
One of Strickland's fans just said, I'm a believer.
More importantly, Jerry, is Earl.
That looks good. Well, he's overrun it just a hair, but he can make that work.
Nick likes it. And so do the rest of Team USA. Can he hold himself together? His nerves.
This match so critical. This one that Team USA figured to win. They had already chalked this one up in their book. After all, Earl Strickland, a multi-time world champion. 4 balls away.
Or 5, I guess, Jared, depending on your math.
Well,
no.
How about 4 balls away?
No
from the 9 ball? Give me
excuses
the break
needed.
on that one.
The excitement here goes without saying. He's bridging over the 6, but this won't pose any problems. Just needs to bump this in and play the 6 to the side pocket that he's looking at right now. Never been accused of having a steel trap for a mind as Strickland. But still, if there's anyone in the game that you want to play a rack as significant as this one, I'm quite sure Strickland would be high on that list.
The 6 and the 7 automatic, as is the 8. But the 8 ball being that close to the pocket can make the cue ball do some funny things trying to get shape. Wow.
Look at him. Willing that cue ball to stop. It's all going to be about position from the 8 to the 9, and when you've got a ball as close to the pocket as that 8 is, position is never easy. It's never a given.
Strickland talking to himself. He did not get into the place on the table that he wanted, but he should be able to make this work. Will he draw back? If so, he has to avoid that side pocket. That's the more certain path.
Just has to ensure of not overrunning here.
Well stroked.
He knows it. He's perfect. And look at him. Look at the crowd. Look at Strickland. Unbelievable. The pearl shines on. Earl Strickland, a 5-4 win over El Nino. And 3 points the pearl is given to the USA in this year's Mosconi Cup. But what a match. What an event this has turned